Hello, hello, and a wonderful day to you. Today we're going to be talking about alkanet. It's a biennial or perennial herbaceous plant, just meaning it's an herb. It belongs to the borage family. Typically grows to be 1 to 3 feet, a little over 3 feet tall, dark red roots, has a blackish exterior, but the inside is kind of a bluish red. It's got a white core. It's really kind of pretty. The stems are flat, they're branched, covered with long white hairs. The leaves are more of an oblong shape. Somewhat pointed tips to them, and they measure 1 to 2 inches long. Underneath, though, the lower leaves can grow to 8 inches long, so they're a little bigger, a little wider, 3 or 4 times, and it gives it a kind of a triangle or a pine tree shape as you look at the whole thing from a distance a little bit. It's kind of pretty. It produces a blue to purple trumpet shaped flower. It's arranged in loose one-sided scorpioid, anyway, racemes, which just means now racemes are flower clusters. And when we talk about scorpioid, we're just saying that the flowers are attached along a central stem that curl under, kind of like a scorpion's tail. So the flowers bloom in June to July, and after that you start getting some small fruit-like nuts on there. Alkanet has been used for a long time, long time, particularly in the Mediterranean region, for its dye, red dye in particular, producing roots. The name Alcana actually comes from the Greek word ankusa, which means paint, and that reflects the traditional uses as a dye. And the plant's been cultivated for centuries in Europe, and it's also known as Dyer's buglas or Spanish buglas. So there's a lot of good benefits health-wise for this. It's good as an anti-inflammatory, meaning that it's got compounds that help reduce swelling, makes it useful for treating conditions like arthritis or gout or any other type of pain associated with or having a symptom that includes swelling. It can be used for healing wounds, right? Minor wounds, because it's got a compound that has antiseptic properties. It makes it useful for treating cuts and bruises, again, minor wounds, right? Preventing infections and such. It also has antioxidant properties. And this is to say that there are chemicals in alkanet that act as antioxidants, helping to protect the body against oxidative stress caused by free radicals. We probably heard about those. And this helps in maintaining overall health for us, and obviously would also reduce the risk of us getting some sort of a chronic disease. It also works on skin health, right? There's benefits in this herb for skin health. It's known for its soothing properties. It's often used topically. In other words, you put it on top of your skin to alleviate skin conditions like rashes, burns, insect bites. It can also help heal or minimize burn scars or scarring. And you can treat skin infections or even conditions like eczema or psoriasis. It's often used in the form of ointments or salves, which means you can use the video here on this channel about how to make salves. So you can make an alkanet salve to use topically on your skin by applying it directly to the cut or wound, or whatever you need to promote healing for, and obviously to prevent any kind of infection. Some traditional remedies involve making a poultice, Poultice. That is a soft heated mass. It's made from roots, and it's spread on a cloth, and then it's applied kind of like a gauze, over the skin to treat swelling or pain or other ailments. It's also used in digestive health. Traditionally, it's been used to treat issues of indigestion, constipation relief. It's supposed to improve digestion. For instance, it can also help heal stomach ulcers because it reduces inflammation and promotes tissue repair in the stomach lining. It's also been used traditionally or in traditional medicine to treat respiratory ailments, bringing relief to coughs and colds, bronchitis, a condition called bronchial catarrh, which is the buildup of mucus in the small and medium bronchi of the lungs. So it's got some good stuff to it, right? Now, these benefits are all available because the plant has some properties found in it that are bioactive compounds. That's technical term for them. The primary compound in alkanet is found in its roots that we talked about earlier. They've got strong anti-inflammatory, good for swelling, right? And antioxidant properties, and that helps to keep us healthy, from oxidative stress, especially, and keeps us from getting too swelled up. There's another one. It's called Shikanin. Shikanin is another one that's in alkanet. It also has the anti-swelling, but it's got antimicrobial properties as well. And this is one of the compounds that we know of for its ability to promote the wound healing and for treating skin infections. There's another one that's called anthraquinones. It's a tough one. These are compounds in the plant that are related to alkanin and shikanin, the first ones that we talked about rather, and they contribute to the plant's antioxidant and anti-swelling effects. There's also a compound called tannins. It's also in the herb. This one has astringent properties, so it can actually help tighten and tone your skin. You could use it as an astringent, and for treating various skin conditions. And there's another one called saponins, and these compounds also have antimicrobial properties, and they can help in treating the infections and or promoting overall health. Now, the alkanet root contains essential oils, right? There's limonene, which is it's a citrusy, very aromatic compound that provides a very uplifting scent. There's called alpha-pinene, which is a pine scented compound, has a woody kind of an earthy aroma to it. Beta carotene, that's a spicy, a peppery kind of a compound that will give you a little bit of warmth in the scent profile, if you will. And there's a myrcene too, and that's a compound that's got a musky, very herbal fragrance to it. And these oils contribute to the tangy or the musky scent of the alkanet root, making it very unique, very versatile for products like soaps and balms. It's also used for that. For those of you that may like trivia, essential oils are called essential because they capture the scent and the beneficial compounds of the plant that they come from. So they're essentially the plant's natural aromatic compounds distilled in a concentrated form. So the plant also has uses in diet, right? Alkanet as a herb is used obviously as food coloring that we talked about. It's specifically though, the root is used to produce a dye, a red dye that colors wines, alcoholic tinctures, vegetable oils, varnishes, those sorts of things in food or culinary preparation. For instance, in Indian cuisine, the root's known as ratanjat, and it's used to give it that red color that you see in dishes like Rogan Josh. There are edible parts of the plant, the leaves and the shoots. They can be eaten like spinach. The flowers can be cooked and used as a garnish if you like. There are precautions. Now, pregnancy and breastfeeding, not recommended, right? Don't want to do it. Potential liver damage and birth defects. Liver health, watch out for your liver because the plant contains some alkaloids that can harm the liver, make it unsafe, especially if you have a liver disease. In applying it to the skin, you want to be careful about applying it to, large wounds, things like that. It does have some chemicals that are quickly absorbed. It could lead to a toxicity of sorts. As far as eating it, consumption, right? The products containing those alkaloids, they should be avoided, right? Unless they're certified as hepatotoxic free, then obviously you could use it, but use it as cautionally. And general use of it, always recommend a healthcare professional before you're using alkanet for medicinal purposes. You just don't want to get involved with any of the negative effects to it or the potential side effects. So that's that kind of a quick and dirty on alkanet. We'll keep on with these things, and I hope that you have an awesome, awesome day. See ya.